Hey there, Tallahassee. Welcome to another edition of the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce podcast. We are delighted to be bringing you a special episode as it is Thanksgiving week here in the capital city. And beyond just the holiday season kicking off, it also means that it's an important time of the year to think about our small, locally owned businesses. Most folks probably think of the day after Thanksgiving as Black Friday. It's one of the most important shopping days of the year, but it's also important to remember what we like to call Small Business Saturday. That is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. A lot of people here in Tallahassee probably think of it as the day we play the University of Florida in football, but more importantly than that, folks, it's an opportunity to go out and support some of your locally owned small businesses that are an important bedrock for the foundation of our economy here in Tallahassee. And so for this show, we've got a couple of sort of vignettes, if you will, to feature two different small locally owned businesses that are a great example of the kind of companies we hope you'll go out and support with some of your shopping on Small Business Saturday. Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about our two guests that we have on this episode of the podcast?
Sure. We have two great guests. The first one is Jeri Madden. She owns Jeri's Midtown Café. That is a lovely little restaurant that opened in August that I hope many of you had the chance to check out already, but if you haven't, now's a great time. You're gearing up for the holidays. Don't feel like cooking extra once you've already been done cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Jeri will come on and talk to us a little bit about her restaurant, and then after that, kind of a different local business, we have Lucky and Charmed. Liz Snowden is the owner of Lucky and Charmed. It is a little retail boutique up in Bannerman Crossing. I hope you will enjoy hearing from these two business owners. First up, we have Jeri Madden from Jeri's Midtown Café.
Want to welcome to the show Jeri Madden of Jeri's Midtown Café. Jeri has one of the best titles in the restaurant business. Chief Love Officer is what it says on her business card. Folks, you probably know and think of her more as owner-operator of a wonderful establishment in the heart of our community. Jeri's Midtown Cafe, located in a place where you may have visited before when it was Paisley Cafe. Jeri decided to carry on that legacy in that location with her own take on hospitality here in our community. Jeri, welcome to the Chamber Podcast. We are delighted to have you and
Thank
delighted
you.
to be talking about your small business and why folks in our community should be encouraged to come by and visit and have a bite to eat with you.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks, Sarah. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Busy time of year for you?
It's a very busy time of year, but I'm definitely not complaining about that.
Yeah, well,
I like being busy.
As Chief Love Officer and sort of all things in the business, right? It's always busy, I would imagine.
Exactly. So exactly why I chose that title, because I want to make sure that, anybody and everybody that walks through that door, they feel like they're being loved on from the back of house to the front of house, and just everybody that works there, really.
Yeah, we like to hear that. Jeri, tell us a little bit, for starters, just tell us about your business and things that you want people to know about Jeri's Midtown Cafe.
Okay, so like you mentioned earlier, it used to be Paisley Cafe, and I wanted to carry on that sweet legacy that they had going on and just all the fabulous comfort foods that was there. And also, we've expanded a little bit. We've gone into doing love on little plates. As you know, our tagline is love on a plate, since we make everything with love and want to show the love. So our Love on Little Plates, Tuesday through Friday, starting at 4:30 and going until 8. And so we've got some happy hour mixed in there too. So we've got a lovely little wine and beer list for you. So, and then also open, Saturdays as well as Sundays for brunch, now offering bottomless mimosas.
Hey, now you're talking.
Yay! And we're an autism-friendly business. We like to hire people with unique abilities to showcase that, they're also an integral part of the business. So showing love to that community as well.
Yeah, very cool. And you've been in the hospitality industry for how long now?
Oh gosh, probably 20 years now. Started off as serving way back in the day. I honestly think I started when I was 16 at Shoney's because they didn't serve
Shoney's,
alcohol.
nice, yeah. All right.
So I could work there. It was great. It was so much fun, a little after school job that I had. And then moving on to everybody knows Outback Steakhouse. I was with them for a while and then moved on with the Red Elephant and then into catering and events and weddings. And I've done just about every aspect of the hospitality industry.
So what is that transition like to be, a server, a employee, a catering, to owning your own business and being 100% all you?
Yes, 100% all me. I'm actually glad that I have been able to work in just about, every position because it gives you, a true appreciation of what everybody does for you and for what every employee does for you. And I can come back and say, I would never ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself or haven't done myself. So that's been really good. But I will say that this is actually being an owner is probably by far the hardest part of this industry, but it's also the most rewarding too because now it is all mine and I get to also take on that role of mentor for all these young people that work for me as well. And so it's nice that I've already had that experience and I can help, lead the way for them too. So
Tell me a little bit. So at some point, I think everyone who owns sort of an independent small business, they come to, maybe it's a morning staring into their coffee cup, maybe you're looking in the mirror, maybe you're driving down the road, but at some point you make the decision to go into business for yourself.
yes.
What's sort of the hardest and maybe the most rewarding part of making a decision like that?
So the hardest decision was just actually making the decision to do it for myself. Chatting with my husband and kind of seeing the fear in his eyes and then, knowing, I guess, of a lot of what the, challenges would be up ahead. And I'm very new at this, so I don't think I quite knew what I was getting into. So I'm kind of, at this point, I'm trying to surround myself with people that have been doing this for a long time to try and get some advice. So it's kind of that, what do they call it? Trial by fire.
Sure.
Just kinda, but I've been forced to really live in the moment too and to be present with everything that's going on. And it's been very hard, not having an actual partner there with me because all the decisions are mine. But it's been really great to find all of the people that have been coming out of the woodwork for me to say, wow, I've been there. Let me help you. This is what I think you should do. But also, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you don't take my advice. It's just been really rewarding in the sense of the community, the small business entrepreneur community coming out to support me and to really rally behind me and say, way to go.
I love to see, what's it like for you to kind of see everything come to life? I just love your love on a plates theming, love on little plates, chief love officer. That just kind of radiates your personality, and I love to see that. But what's it like for you as a business owner to kind of see your business actually coming to life in the community?
It's been overwhelming, I will say. I have had just some days where I have just cried a good cry because it's been, wow, I cannot believe that everybody is really, taking to this. And, because you're not sure of the decisions you made. Oh my gosh, that pink wall that I painted in there, people thought I was crazy for doing that. And just any little decision that I've made, I think, oh gosh, are they going to like this? Are they not going to like it? It's very scary. But then in the end, when you get those great reviews and when people and even your staff come out to say, we really enjoy working for you and we really love coming here for lunch every day and just everything that you're doing is great. It's overwhelming. That's really the only response that I can do. But I'm still so new at this too. It's just, I feel like I've had time to process it, but I haven't. And so it's just, ask me again in a year.
I want to know a little bit about the food. Can you tell us about your menu?
Yeah, absolutely. So Our menu is, if we can make it from scratch, we're making it from scratch. It's what I would call like a clean, simple Southern menu. We don't have any fryers in the building, so everything is roasted, sauteed, baked, that type of cooking. So very, very clean cooking. We have to get really creative back there in our little kitchen that we have. So, and if we can't make it from scratch, I'm only bringing in just the highest quality ingredients. So that's been really nice too. And I hope to expand more to include, a lot of the local farms here in town and to try and really get that menu to where it's very seasonal as well.
What's your favorite item?
Oh gosh, you would ask me that question.
It's okay to have multiple.
Okay, good. So the Righteous Rice Bowl is probably my absolute favorite. To me, it's the perfect lunch. It's got that whole mix of proteins and carbs and everything that everybody's looking for. But then after that, I'd probably have to say the Dude, only because I love a good prime rib. And believe it or not, we roast an entire prime. Yeah, right. But that way you don't have to have that, big old thing of meat on the plate. But we roast that entire prime rib and then shave it down to make the sandwich, and just the bread that we use with it. And I love sandwiches for lunch. That's just always been my thing. That and a good bag of chips. Yeah.
Cool.
Those are my two favorite, I think.
That's great. What do you think are some of your customers' favorite aspects of the restaurant?
I think in addition to the food, I think they really enjoy the service. I always say I'm very proud of myself in creating a culture there that I think kind of spills over onto the customers and the guests that come in to see us, because they see how happy the servers are. So I think it's just always been my thing. I want to have really great food and really great service, but I also feel that service kind of outweighs that too, because sometimes you don't always get that great hospitality everywhere you go in the hospitality industry. And so I want people to know when they come out there, they are really going to get that true service, that true form of hospitality. They're going to be welcomed in, and in addition to having that great food, just really leaving out of there going, wow, everybody was so excited that I came in to spend my money there today. So that's what we want to accomplish there.
So this podcast is all about small business and small business in Tallahassee. What would you say to kind of encourage somebody who may be used to eating at a chain restaurant or shopping at a big store, to encourage them to not only give your restaurant a try, but all the local restaurants here in Tallahassee?
Definitely. I think that it's so important for, the locals to, really come in and support those small business owners because of, not only just the economic impact, but I think that they would also see just like that different level of care and just the uniqueness of the building and going into some place that had, that little bit of charm to it. And I'm actually in such a unique location too, because in our building, there's actually 4 businesses in that building. We all try and support each other. So just to see kind of that small business camaraderie there in our little area too. I send everybody up to Midtown Reader if they're in the mood later on to grab some great sushi. And then even for dessert, leaving, they don't have to have dessert with me. I want them to go straight up to Lucy and Leo's. So it's just that sweet little aspect of it that I would love for them to get out, and see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, Midtown in and of itself is a really great small business community.
Yes.
And especially there in y'all's building, it is a cool little collective there. Some great places to hang out. Well, I'll leave you maybe with this question, Jeri. What are some of your favorite small businesses to go to beyond just the places in your building that you might encourage others to take a look at?
Absolutely. So my favorite small business is why I love to eat. So I do go and frequent as many of the little individually owned small business restaurants, bars. Waterworks is probably one of my favorite. That is just the coolest little place to walk into. I really try and go and support a lot of the local breweries in town too, but also some of the retail places that are my favorite. you can find just some super cool things. I mean, even up at Midtown Reader, I find something new in there every day whenever I walk in there. But I also really like a lot of the boutique shops, like the clothes shops that are here in Midtown, as well as even going down to the Railroad Art District. That is probably one of my favorite places in Tallahassee down there, and I'm so excited to see it expanding and growing too.
Very cool. So if folks want to get in touch or follow along with everything that's happening at Jeri's Midtown Cafe, where would you like to send them to?
Facebook and Instagram.
There you go. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Jeri, we can't thank you enough for coming on the show and
thank you both
having a
so
little
much.
conversation with us. This is great,
Appreciate
and
it.
I can't wait to get over there and have my next meal at Jeri's.
Absolutely.
It's a great hang and somewhere that has a unique identity in our community, and I think
Thank
it's
you.
somewhere that folks, if you're looking for a place to go have a bite to eat, whether on Small Business Saturday or beyond, make sure you check out Jeri's Midtown Cafe. Wow, that was great. What an awesome opportunity to hear from Jeri and all the wonderful things she's got going on over at Jeri's Midtown Cafe. Highly recommend that as a stop this holiday season as you're looking for unique places to take your family who may be visiting and eating up some of your space in your home, right? Get out and venture a little bit. Sarah, tell us a little bit about the next story that we're going to feature in this show.
Sure. Join in this interview with Liz Snowden, owner of Lucky and Charmed Boutique, who also has a little bit of an unexpected day job. Listen in.
Folks, on this segment of the podcast, we have a wonderful guest, Liz Snowden, owner of Lucky and Charmed. Liz, how would you describe your store to those who maybe are hearing about it for the first time?
Lucky and Charmed is a gift and clothing store. We carry a little bit of everything: candles, funny socks, clothing, a nice selection of clothing that hits kind of the young 20s to beautifully ageless woman. And we carry a few local things too. We carry Bolitos for Men, which is a local line here in Tallahassee. But we've just got a great selection of lots of things. You can pop in for a birthday gift, a quick card, a fun outfit, anything you need.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you kind of come to opening Lucky and Charmed 3 years ago?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I was a merchandising major. I graduated from Florida State. I'm going to leave the year out. I owned M&M Monogramming for 10 years. Prior to that, I was a buyer for various retail stores, and I had always wanted to do a clothing boutique. So when the opportunity at Bannerman Crossing came along, I sort of jumped in with both feet, and the rest is history.
Let's tell us a little bit about Bannerman Crossing. For those, again, who maybe are not that familiar with the area yet, a lot of people might call it Bradfordville, but there's some amazing shops and restaurants located in this development that's really starting to kind of come of age.
Yes, Bannerman Crossing is a great place where you can eat, shop, and play. You can come out, spend the day, grab a bite at one of the restaurants, watch a football game, or leave your husband to watch a football game while you shop. There are several boutiques out there. There's a new men's store. We've got a new kitchen store that's opening. Lots of fun things, a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, that's very cool. And there's some new housing development that's happening out there, and really just an exciting time. And it seems like there's a lot of events that are bringing people out there. And I think we saw that there's a holiday event coming up soon, right? That's a good way for people to come out and support the area.
Yes, Tree Jubilee is this weekend, December 5th, 6th, and 7th. It benefits Children's Miracle Network, and we're really excited about it. You're going to be able to come bid on trees that have been decorated by various businesses and celebrities and that kind of thing. And we're excited to help the kids and just have a fun event. Santa's going to be there, and face painting and all kinds of neat stuff.
Holidays are really a great time, and a time when a lot of people are shopping. How would you kind of encourage somebody out there who may be listening to this who is used to, shopping at big retail stores to kind of come check out your store or check out any of the stores in Bannerman Crossing? What would you say to encourage them?
Well, I would encourage everyone who loves Tallahassee to shop local because it's just so much more personal, so much more unique, and those dollars stay local. I think it's so important to support local businesses, regardless of if they're retail or service businesses or whatever. Tallahassee is just such a unique, beautiful place, and I don't know about you, but I would love to keep it unique and beautiful and kind of small town. Not that I have anything against big box, there's a place for that too, but I think that what makes Tallahassee unique is all the small businesses and the mom and pop and the personal service, that kind of thing. We love to help you out at Lucky and Charmed. We wrap and like to hear about your kids, and I have college students who come back and visit, and it's just a unique thing.
Liz, let's talk a little bit about some of the items that you do have for sale at Lucky and Charmed. What are some of your favorite things in the store these days?
Well, probably my favorite thing is a line of socks we carry by Blue Q. They're a little off color. You got to have a little sense of humor, but they are fun and very unique. Other than that, the candles are a huge favorite for me. The red currant is my favorite. We've got several Christmas candles that I always love the smell of Christmas. And of course, our clothing. We carry Dear John jeans, which are a nice fit for a not super young, trendy, still trendy, but appropriately trendy. We carry a line out of Canada called Dex that I love. It's unique, different. We're the only people in town that carry it, the only store in town that carries it. So those are some of my favorites.
Something a little bit unique about you is that this isn't your only job. Can you tell us what else you do?
I teach middle school language arts, 7th grade at Deer Lake.
So how does a middle school teacher decide to open a store, or vice versa, since you did own the monogramming store too?
Well, so I originally went into FSU as an education major, and I was convinced that that was not the route I needed to take. But so I went into merchandising, which I have a talent for. But I'm a little ADD, and I love to learn, and a little obsessed with reading and grammar, as strange as that may be. So kind of my second or third career, I decided to go ahead and recertify as a teacher and go back to teaching. And I love it. Love my 7th graders.
Well, if you don't have 2 or 3 careers, you're really not trying. So, I love that. And I think that it certainly adds to a uniqueness of your story and to the brand of your store. If you had to have one thing that you're standing on the corner trying to get someone in the door to the store, what's the one thing you're leading with?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's what we do. I told you we wouldn't, but I lied.
I would say service, people. We want to serve you, not just get you out the door. We want to help you really find what you want, and have you leave feeling like you found the perfect thing and it looks beautiful and you're so excited to give it. So maybe not an item, but maybe more a feeling.
I love that. I think that's great. How would you, where would you point people to learn more about your store?
To the store. Come in, see what we have. It's different all the time. We do have a website, but it really doesn't truly portray the store. Our Instagram is probably the best place to really learn day to day what's going on, but we'd love to see your face.
And what's your handle on Instagram?
Lucky_and_charmed.
Easy enough.
Yep.
Fantastic.
We'll link that for you folks.
We certainly will. And Liz, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show, spending a few minutes with us, talking about your wonderful store and all the many reasons why people should come out to Bannerman Crossings and support a variety of locally owned small businesses as we enter into the holiday season. Mm-hmm. I can hear the jingle bells starting to come down the street, right? Coming down Thomasville Road.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Hope to see everybody out there.
Thanks for joining us for this special edition of the Chamber Podcast. We hope you enjoyed hearing from these two local businesses, and we encourage you to check them and any of their colleagues out this holiday season when you are shopping for that perfect gift. We encourage you to find us online at talchamber.com or any of our social media pages, and we'll be back with another episode very soon.